where you at this morning. It's about what 10:30 in the West Coast right now. What's going on, y'all? Top of the morning to y'all over there on the West Coast. I see I got a couple West Coast subscribers. A couple niggas came in and said, "Yeah, on everything, a lot of the things you saying is true, Playboy." I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they know I wasn't saying no sucker shit. They know I was saying some real up here for y'all real quick. You know what I mean? Let's fix this up real quick. There we go. We on that vibe right now, y'all. We on this vibe right now. Let me give people a moment to step in here. I'm snacking on something in the background if y'all wondering. Oh, these beautiful, what the hell is these Whole Foods fruit bars, some shit. Everything's good as fuck though. If y'all wonder what you're hearing in the background, before I started streaming with y'all, I go through beats and I write stuff. You know what I mean? Sometimes I write whole songs. Sometimes I write a couple lyrics. You know what I mean? Finish it later. Anyway, let me jump into this. People are tuning in as they're getting in here. Pay attention to this. Because I wanted to talk about this yesterday and I was just too tired. I've been up running around. What's going on, Lexi? Lexi, if you don't mind, please write my Cash App in there. I want to talk about this whole thing that Charleston White said for one, and I'm going to share that again if you don't know. Thank you very much. And also, I just want to add to everybody. I've got something to be at today, and I've been talking about it for like 3 days. So if y'all really want to rock with me or whatever, make sure y'all support the channel today because of pure simple fact, we're going somewhere, whatever, and I'm just paying for my course. That's it. I'm bringing y'all footage, and I'm just paying for my course. That's literally all I'm doing. So make sure y'all, you know what I mean, support that or whatever. I'm not trying to get rich over here, not off this. We're just trying to be able to provide you stuff more frequently and all the time. You understand? And more frequently than these other podcasters be doing. Because I ain't even gonna hold you up. A lot of these dudes be sitting up here taking money from people and you don't see no results of it. Like you don't see where it's going. You don't see nothing. I'm going out of my way to do it. So make sure y'all support the channel. For the 2 people that disloyaled off because I was talking about my channel, oh well. Sooner or later you'll be blocked. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. Anyway, let's move into this conversation. The conversation I want to have is about some of these podcasters. I've always, for the past 5 years that I've been on YouTube, I consistently talked about politics in one form, fashion, or another. I've talked about politics in front of some of the most memorable places you can think of and in the face of what many would say at one time in African American culture, putting truth to power. That means being there on the spot and saying the shit to these motherfuckers' faces, you see? And so I've always taken pride because I thought that's where the people were, but the people are not with that. Most of the people nowadays, they acquiesce themselves with trying to fit in to a demographic and appeal to a demographic basically by groveling. And I see a lot of this groveling online, a lot. And one of the particular things that I saw today that kind of grabbed me was when, and I'm going to share this for you guys, so you guys can go right to my community section and watch this video and come back with your own thoughts. I condensed it down so you ain't got to watch much, but I want you to watch it. Tell me what you think. Hey, how you doing, Jay? Tell me what you think about what you see here and let me know, okay? That's what I want y'all to do. So I'm going to share this video right now. You understand? Here we go. Hold on, let me just get this real quick so you guys can see this for yourself. I should have shared this beforehand, but I'm always sharing. All right, here we go. So if you go right now, it's the last video that I posted in my community section. If you don't know how to get to my community section, just click my name or how you got here. Just click my name, and then you're going to see videos, shorts, and just keep scrolling to the left-hand side. So scroll to the left, and then you're going to finally see a section that says community. Go right there and watch the video. Charleston White said the unthinkable to most people, and what you'll find out after you listen. but it's a sentiment that's shared. And I'm not saying I particularly share this sentiment because of pure simple fact of how I feel about African American women. I've already expressed my position. I say I represent what we used to call sisters. These were the ones that were purposeful. These were women to be respected, not because of their color necessarily, but because of their tenure on here on earth as women. Not because they played a position of servitude neither. You understand? I don't particularly like a chick to kiss ass just to be kissing ass. No, you got me fucked up. Nah, we're talking about women that are pleasant in demeanor. And being argumentative is not a problem either. I can take an argumentative woman. I like a woman with her own opinion. But when you try to turn it into a passive aggressive stance, kind of like what you saw with that one girl that walked up on me when I was sitting on the block this past week, excuse me. Oh, you know, yeah, Shorty told me she was gonna tase me. I said, "Word, all right, go ahead. Good luck. Good luck." Shorty said she was gonna tase me. I've been tased before, Shorty. That shit don't even hurt that much. But anyway, depending on the model you got. Look, be as it may, a lot of men are agreeing with what Charleston White had to say. And I'm going to tell you why these men are agreeing with what Charleston White has to say. A lot of women, when they get into discussions, they think that these discussions are held strictly based on the premise that they appear to be mean, nasty, vindictive, obsessive, in a small cauldron. And we're not talking about the totality of these women because it's not that. Because many of us know African American women that are very nice women, that are very well respected women. I've always said that on here. But what you'll have the women that are not nice, that are not specifically a great tenure. They'll come in, and what they'll do is they'll almost motivate the other women to believe a narrative that they want to believe. And so, even though harsh as it may, excuse me, I'm snacking on something. Even though as harsh as it may sound, like Charleston White put in, like I said, you can go look at the video right now. Put it in the community section I just shared it. So go take a look at it, listen to it. It's under a minute. Then come back and tell me what you think in the chat room. But be as it may, many of us men that are from a certain, out, I guess that's what you want to say, seemingly are a endangered species, and more so being preferred for this, I don't know, submissive, feminine type of man, the archetype that's being created in society all of a sudden. They exist in every culture too, every race too. Well, they've been doing this shit for years. Years. They started this shit out when they introduced David Bowie, Mick Jagger. Who else can I say? David Bowie, Mick Jagger. Definitely Elton John, Queen. They introduced that motion back then with the white society. And most people in white society, they'll tell you that because they was coming out of the Beach Boys. They was coming out of Janis Joplin. They was coming out of this numerous groups that didn't have that type, Fleetwood Mac. They were coming out of groups that didn't have that type of pizzazz in them. And then all of a sudden, the music industry introduced this new form of, kind of feminine, androgynous type of man to the stand front. So they've been doing this with white men and white culture for a long time, trying to feminize them. This is why a lot of times when you get an argument between two elks of white men. I particularly pay attention to a lot of survivalist type dudes because I really do believe something's going down. So I follow a lot of them. I comment with them. Some of them even follow me back. You know what I mean? And tell me, I like what the fuck you got to say because, I think a dude should know how to build a fucking fire. I mean, here's something you may not believe about me, but when I was young, I used to go, I ain't gonna say what the camp is because then these motherfuckers gonna hit crazy. But I used to go to a camp and I went there for 4 or 5 years straight. I think 4 years. And this is the reason I'm into shit like that. They taught us how to build, what's the names? Hold on one second, y'all. We got a goofy. It's always men in here. Anyway, they do that. Yeah, the boys out here, thanks for pointing out what I was talking about. A lot of these guys here are like fucking just wild, bro. Anyway, we had um we had a immediate, then it was beginner, then it was like three stages of this teaching us each year when we went there how to ride a horse. And so I learned how to ride a horse. This day I can hop on a horse and I can literally ride a fucking horse. I know I can, you know what I'm saying? But I learned that going to this camp every year, whatever. So I always been in this shit like that. And so that's why I'm always like, I did one video up here, I was showing you guys how to fix a thermostat because many people don't know how to fix the fucking thermostat. And it really comes down to changing the batteries, but a lot of people can't figure that out. So they'll call the electric company and shit like that. And when I first moved in here, I had to put a new beam up for my blinds or whatever. You know, I've always been good with my hands. Like ain't no doubt about it. Like I did one job before. I'll find a video and I'll put it up for you guys. But I was putting up solar panels. Yeah, I was literally putting up solar. I'm not talking about this when I was young. This is like not too long ago. This was right before I left Connecticut to move to New York for 3.5 years. And then the pandemic started and I came back to New York. I'm now back in Connecticut. I don't think I'll be moving back to New York. If I move back to New York, it'll be in a big way. It won't be like living on some regular shit. But my point is, back to the scenario. A lot of these men, they don't care for black women's positions politically and socially. I don't think it's necessary, and the attitudes that follow behind it just added to the gamma of the conversation. Most of the guys that I talk to that feel the way that I'm talking, because a lot of women today, they were very upset about what Charlston White said. And I saw many posts where these women were sitting out here. And like I said, the video, once again, is in the comment section. You got, the community section, or it's also my last upload. So either one you want to do, either way you want to go get it, you can go check it out right now. But a lot of women were upset with what Charleston White had to say. I understand why they were upset with what Charleston White had to say. I kind of get bewildered because, you know, you have people online, especially a certain ilk of women. Most of these women, usually, and most of the time, what I find, and they just happen to be African American. Sometimes they can be something else. But what I find, they always have three things in common. They're always unmarried or divorced, and they have kids, and they're not very happy with their life. And so when Charleston White said what he said, and I'm gonna paraphrase some of the stuff he said. But basically, he was saying he's not voting for no black woman. And I'm gonna get into that in a minute too. But he said, I'm not voting for no black woman. And he said it a different way than I'm saying it, but that's what he said. And he said the reason why is because, the world would go crazy, da. I hint to you this, ladies. George Carlin, God bless his heart, the man was a genius. George Carlin had a bit that was the same shit, and he was talking about if a woman became president. George Carlin did, don't you know? There was other comics that had jokes, had bits and routines about the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? Many of them. You just look it up, you'll see it. So you got to complain about them because they said some of this shit 10, 15, 20 years ago, some of these guys. How long has George Carlin been dead, guys? A while. He always talked about political shit like this. And some women will argue, well, it's worked in Germany, it's worked in France, it's worked in other countries. So why wouldn't it work here? There's even one in South America now. Well, if you guys don't know, the vice president of Colombia, she's a black woman. You should look her up. She looks like the group I belong to, if you understand it, because some of y'all just can't tell the difference. I get it. Some of y'all only been around light-skinned Latinos for some reason, which is weird, but you know what I'm saying? Okay. But you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm asking myself the question of this. I think you're not mad at George Carlin. You're a woman. Let's say, I can almost understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, I have to defend Charleston to a certain degree because, Lexi, every woman's not like you. And that's a hard pill to swallow with a lot of black women. And I think when they do this thing with this sisterhood of right type shit, that's really like a witch's cauldron and some. Because I see a lot of women that be like, "Don't put me in that sisterhood shit." Oh, I've seen tons of black women. There's this portion of black women that are so timid and they scared to speak up because they're afraid that the ratchet bitches, the bitches built like motherfucking what was that chick thing that was Shrek's wife? Fiona. Them bitches built by Fiona. You know what I'm saying? To be on Big Back Boulevard. Let me tell y'all something. Them big back bitches, they a problem in the United States. Fiona built bitches. Fiona built bitches. Ain't nothing worse in this world than a Fiona built bitch. I'm trying to tell you. Oh man, they ain't no fury in a fucking hell that can compete with an ugly ass or unattractive of a bad built bitch. The bad built bitch. Let me explain something to y'all before I keep going. The bad built bitch has stopped. The bad built bitch from Big Back Boulevard has stopped families from progressing. Do you know this? If you look at the history of a lot of dudes I knew, I'm just saying dudes I knew, a lot of dudes I knew broke up their families or their families got broken up because of a bitch from Big Back Boulevard. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, you don't believe me? You'll have a beautiful girl, and for some reason or another, she'll always have an ugly best friend or a semi-attractive looking best friend. The bitch is usually a strong 4 or 4.5 at best, right? So let's be honest here. You know what I'm saying? She cake up and put some makeup on, put a little couple eyeshadows, throw some fake butterfly wings on. She be all right, but you know what I'm saying? At least for the night. That's what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This is a take one for the team type of gal. So, damn, did I just say that? What the fuck? Oh, well. This bitch is from Big Back Boulevard, all right? Now, if y'all not familiar with Big Back Boulevard is like your typical boulevard in the Bronx or Harlem. You walk up the block, and on that same corner, there's a Krispy Kreme, a Burger King, a Carvel ice cream. There's a motherfucker across the street. There's a wing stop. Across from that is a 7-Eleven. Up the block, there's a Cinnabon. This is Big Back Boulevard. You understand what I'm saying? And every time you come up and down with them type of bras, because it be a whole bunch of chicks that be in the gym. We don't ever talk about that either. What about the sisters that be in the gym? What about them? Can we talk about them? I see some beautiful women coming out the fucking gym. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I would fucking eat you alive, girl. What the fuck? Like, I'm talking about, like for me, like everybody knows me. Like when I do deal with Black American women, I like dark-skinned Black American women. Everybody know that about me. Like people that know me in my real life, they know that's what I'm like naturally attracted to. Like, and I'm talking about blue black. Like I had a daughter by a woman that was Haitian and she was blue black. Like trust me when I tell you that. She's black, but looked like she looked like a cross between a baby doll and a fucking angel. And that's a God honest truth. God honest truth. And the daughter she gave me for the little time she was here with me looked just like that too. That's why I got offended the other day. Somebody said, "Well, what you talking about black women for? You ain't got no kids, bitch. I had a black daughter." The fuck up. You don't know nothing about no Davin Lewis. Shut the fuck up. You over there talking to niggas and listening to niggas that don't even know me in real life and live on another coast. I'm like, you ain't very bright, huh? No wonder you over here. You always been a stupid bitch. Anyway, these bras from Big Back Boulevard and these semi-intelligent bitches influence the good, smart women the same way that Sexy Red influences young girls. You understand what I'm saying? So you end up having this clungerfuck of these type of women that get on here and their whole pit and fucking instance is to be a victim, but they're not real victims. The real victims are the girls that are quiet, they're timid, and they don't even really want to tell their fucking story. You understand what I'm saying? I even give it this far. As if, an example, Cassie. Now, Skinny, you know I ain't gonna never take up for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I said that shit. With you beating that girl up in the motherfucking, what's her name, in the hotel and smacking her on them. Nigga, I ain't defend that shit. You fucked up for that, nigga. I'm talking to you, Puff. I ain't gonna never defend that shit, nigga. I can't defend that. I ain't gotta dish you. I ain't gotta stop fucking with you. You understand what I'm saying? But I ain't defending that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you on your own with that one. Shit at the time. Niggas left me on my own, right? You know what I'm saying? Nobody cared. So anyway, like I was saying though, that's some personal shit. Ain't none of y'all business. But anyway, like I was saying though, right? And you guys, if you don't know me, my name is Davin Lewis. I've worked with Bad Boy Entertainment for over 17 years. I put up enough pictures and videos. There's been enough people that are part of staff. I go to reunion dinners, every fucking thing else you could think of, which is right here on this channel. Please feel free to check it out. You will see that. I've also recorded in the Daddy's House recording studio, exclusively for one time, for a while, and at several other studios across New York City, including currently. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I always admitted that. I always admitted that. See, Lacey gonna say that. I've been saying that shit. I'm like, yo, before that tape even came out, I said if I see something Puff got up and it look funny to me or whatever, I'm not defending that shit. Like my nigga, I'm not defending you beating a bitch's ass in a motherfucking hotel. I don't give a fuck what the fuck she did. You know what I'm saying? Unless that bitch try to cut you or something or try to shoot at you or something, she just talking, dog. You know what I'm saying? Go back up in there and hit it. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to be about it, go back up in there and hit it. You know what I'm saying? Go up and knock her bottom out. You know what I'm saying? Whoever that nigga was she was talking on the side of the phone, she gonna come to her senses and be like, I can't talk to you no more. Why? I just can't. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say the skinny, but that's still family, man. It's BBE for life. Fuck niggas store. But you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I ain't gonna. We all made mistakes and we all did things we don't care to do. Need to start asking some of these women what have they done. Bitches out here got niggas out here living with them and believing he the daddy, and then as soon as they show up, you know what I'm saying, at Maury or Judge such and such a show, you find out, oh, that ain't my baby. You been pretending all this while that was my kid. Y'all ain't never seen that? Or the guys that go, or the videos where the guys go to the DNA person and they get a DNA test and they find out the kid ain't theirs and they've been taking care of the kid for like 10, 15, 20 years. I just saw a video where this older white man who been busting his ass, I know y'all probably saw that, was this older white gentleman. He had been busting his ass all his life for 25 fucking years, come to find out both of his sons ain't his kids. And it was just a hunch that he said, let me go have a motherfucking DNA test because he felt like the kids didn't look like him. See what I'm saying? So when we gonna start talking about when chicks be lying? I ain't talking about all women, but bitches be lying. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's be fair here. Bitches be lying, bitches be hiding shit, same way niggas be doing. So that's when I get this one-sided shit that like a lot of feminist type, woke type individual. It's like a certain type of mentality that took place that I didn't quite catch, but I catching it now because I'm playing catch up with it, and it's kind of like this entitled, wannabe-ish, I'm just like them type of attitude that comes from a lot of different African American girls and some guys who feel like they actually grew up in environments, and I don't mean this to be insulting, they actually grew up in environments such as myself and other minorities I know. And I know you didn't. I can tell by this, first of all, condescendingly, sometimes when people talk, they can tell you everything about them, and sometimes they can't. Sometimes when I talk, people automatically think, "Oh, this motherfucker from the ghetto." Da da da. I've told you numerous times, I ain't grew up in the ghetto. I grew up quite nice. I even be 100 with you. Place that I lived at when I was with my mother. The last place that I lived at, we had a sauna, we had an Olympic-sized pool, we had working fireplaces in the fucking the unit. There were corporate apartments. There's a golf course built around the corporate apartments that you could play on that's active, an active golf course with an active golf club and an active golf office for the club. And also, as top of that, you had a what do you call that shit? It's a entertainment area, entertainment building or whatever. You could hold functions and shit like that at if you wanted to or whatever. It's like a full pulled out ballroom damn near. We also, I said the sauna, we had the tennis courts, and there was something else too. Oh yeah, you had your option of valet parking. You could actually drop your car off and the people would park. It was a very nice place, you know what I'm saying? And so that was I'm like, I didn't get into, I can't necessarily say I got into struggle until I started living with my people. And then you started learning about, you know what I'm saying? Okay, things are different out here, you know what I mean? And we moved along. Now, when I was younger, make no mistake about it, we was getting into all kinds of shit because I had cousins of people that lived in the projects and shit like that. So I was going to hang with them. And so that's why I got introduced to shit around about 13, 14 years old. I mean, like, first charge I ever had, I did 2 days in juvie was for a gun. You know what I'm saying? That was with my crazy ass cousin Mario. So, I've always, like, what I'm saying, been attached to, like, the streets or whatever. And when y'all hear people walk up to me that are strangers and y'all see it on camera, that's the third time y'all done seen a stranger just walk up to me and be like, yo, that's some real shit you just said. Especially done this past week. I was just standing there talking by the subway. This man walked up, interrupted the live. He was like, yo, my nigga, you saying some real shit right now. I was like, yo, appreciate it, B. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm able to move around with the people, because I never been around nothing but real dudes all my life. Like, I hold you to nothing. If anybody that know me say they coming to get you, you understand what I'm saying? Or they say they're going to do something to you or whatever the case may be, they're going to do it. And that's just what it is. So, I ain't never been around no soft motherfuckers, no sucker motherfuckers. I worked with bad boys since I was, 21 going on 22. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is, man. And 17 years following after that. Not 17 years ago, like this one sucker nigga that ain't never did shit in his life, he tried to say on his little underground spots on his podcast. Nigga, when you get to the point I just want to say this. Watch who y'all getting y'all material from. Because a lot of these niggas will speak on shit that they don't know what they're talking about that's political. And that's the problem I got. So now everybody's going to want to talk political, 170 days, 169 days before the election start? Where the fuck were y'all last fucking 4 months ago? Remember when I was saying this on the podcast? I said, these niggas talking about everything except for the election. Everything except for the election. And the majority of you wasn't talking about nothing but Jaguar right. But there's some particular individuals that ain't never talked about politics a day in their fucking life. And nigga, please stop. You should have seen by the views that niggas don't believe you. You understand what I'm saying? That is not your area. And that's the problem with podcasters like this guy. You run around, nigga, you do what you do for views and likes and cash apps. You don't do what you do from a natural space. That's why you can't move away from Jaguar right. And that's the reality you starting to see. Once you move away from Jaguar right as your entitlement, you can't motherfucker, what's the name, move no more, dog. Now you getting it? That's why I say, yo, let me move on from this nigga, because this nigga ain't got nothing but fake fucking pride and bravado. Like that shit, you can't poke that. This is the New York City tri-state. You can't come up here and convince some motherfucker you could do you some shit that you not. You got to prove that you some shit that you say you are. And they don't do that in LA either. In LA, you got to prove who you say you are. And it ain't through talking. It ain't through uploading shit. Nigga, prove to me you are who you are. See, that's the difference here. I saw son, I listened to like 20 minutes of this shit. This nigga was sitting up there talking like, yeah, Kamala Harris is the new pick. Nigga, it don't work that way. This is where you made your mistake. And when you was doing all that Googling and shit while you was live, you ain't pay attention to this part right here. And I want to tell y'all what I mean here. All right, so don't log off. Don't think I'm attacking somebody and start crying, because I'm not apologizing to a motherfucker. All right? And for them people that just logged off or whatever, those are people that follow him. That's why they logged off. You understand what I'm saying? He be sending his spies over here. Every time I go live, them motherfuckers sitting over here listening. Let's see what we can manipulate now and hiffle, whiffle, whiffle do and put into the cauldron. These are some sinister motherfuckers that follow that dude. I told you, they all fucking nuts over there. You could tell by his intro when he sit there for 30 fucking seconds smiling at the camera. So I'm like, who the fuck are you, the Joker, and you looking for Batman? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, let me tell y'all what I mean. And I mean this nicely. Cause niggas, and don't get sensitive. Be, niggas just over there talking about me the other night. You know, that old fucking podcast I didn't even know about you was talking about me. Fuck you right now. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. Do something about it. You. Not your little bitches. You. You do something about it. Pussy. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? This dude, he sits around and he tried to talk about politics because he saw the views that Deshaun had on his joints. So he said, oh, I'm going to take my taste at it. But my nigga, Kamala Harris, and for the rest of y'all out there, you slow motherfuckers, Kamala Harris, this is why you got to watch who you listen to. I'm going to teach you something, all right? Kamala Harris has to be appointed and it has to be agreed on from Senate for her to take the nomination. The only thing Joe Biden did was he said, we want to nominate the bitch. They didn't say that they want to fucking have the bitch as the nominee. So y'all having a premeditated fucking celebration as usual. And you fucking gotta be paying attention to something else too, which is something that goes all the way back to, I believe, was it Lyndon B. Johnson? Yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson said this shit. He said, because somebody tried to play like they were smart, talking about Project 2025. Trump ain't got shit to do with Project 2025. And there's no way that you think realistically that you gonna vote on that shit. Whoever the black chick is telling y'all that, she don't know what the fuck she talking about. That's a bitch that's looking for views and likes. You cannot vote on it. And bitch, if you want to come over here and argue with me, I will tear you apart limb for limb. I know a pseudo-intellectual motherfucker when I hear one. Kamala Harris is going to be in competition with multiple nominees. This is not even in the president's power to say, hey, this is going to be the nominee. No, the president, what he did was he relinquished his ambitions for running for presidential term for a second time. And he said, I'd like to relinquish my bid for the nominee. This is why you had the RNC convention, the Republican National Convention. It was for Trump to nationally and internationally acknowledge that he is the running mate. That means the Republican National Committee had to vote on it. The same thing goes with the Democratic National Convention. When they have that, it's the same thing. So Kamala Harris is not the fucking runner. She's just a fucking person, just like a sea of other people. We got to see if the rest of the motherfucking Congress got somebody else. They could bring somebody else out and say, no, hold up, we don't want this broad. Stop talking about politics. You don't know what the fuck you talking about, kid. On that celebrate. Oh, she gonna win too. That bitch is not gonna win. What has bitch been at for the past 3.5 years? Let's ask that question. I remember when Kamala Harris, and I'm gonna see if I can find that shit. I remember Kamala Harris said, all the policies that I invoke myself with will not be just to benefit the black community. They're gonna be to benefit everybody. Everybody forgot what she said that. Even furthermore, I'm disappointed still to this day that black women are still sitting around talking about, yeah, that sister, that black woman, she's not a black woman. Like, y'all niggas be chastising me for the Cuban shit. Chastise this bitch. This bitch ain't got even, at least I'm half African American. This bitch ain't even half African American. Literally, this bitch is not half African American. This is a foreign, this is, what would this be? This will be the first foreign seated president that we've ever had, I believe, that we can nationally acknowledge. It would be Kamala Harris. I mean, this is the other one, even Barack Obama, you can't point to him because Barack Obama's mother is from what, Oklahoma or some shit like that? Doesn't matter if she's white, she's an American citizen. He was raised by American grandparents. That broad is half Indian and half something else. And I don't know who fucking idea it is. Y'all bitches don't even realize when you do that and you promote for this bitch to do that. I'm sorry, listen, I gotta say it like this because ain't nobody else gonna say it. You bitches don't even realize you're getting in the way of an actual black woman having that title. Like, say it's 5 years from now, Michelle finally get it together and say, God damn, I'm Michelle Obama and I'm running for president. I don't know why this motherfucker. Listen, respectfully, bitch, come out the woodworks and run for president. You know you can win. Take this shit. Don't let, if you're gonna do something for the Democratic Party over there, we need Michelle. That's what y'all should be pointing at. You know, somebody get Michelle on the fucking phone, ask her what the fuck she doing. Is she still out here twerking? Last time I saw Michelle was out here twerking all that ass. I was like, Michelle, what you doing out here shaking all that ass? Now people say Michelle Obama. Oh, I don't think Michelle Obama's ugly, but like once again, like I said, I don't know. I got a set in my mind for dark skin. I like dark skinned black chicks. Yeah, I like what this guy said. There's only two ways to think in life, right or left. Let's be basic together. Yeah, I mean that together shit. Let me tell you something. What's your name? Freak mate, whatever. All that together shit sound good, but like I don't believe in that together shit. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't believe in that together shit. You know, I'll give you a perfect example. There's a woman in here named Lexi. As you can see, that's my Cash App pinned at the top right there, right? I told people for 3 days now I'm going to probably one of the biggest events that you could think of. I went to one of them yesterday. I didn't stream shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because nobody wanted to contribute. And so today I got another chance to go to something else. And I'm telling everybody, listen, only thing I need, let's say $70. That's just to cover travel. You understand what I'm saying? Like, nigga, what you think I'm gonna buy in New York City with $70? Besides food and a Metro card and transportation and shit like that. Sometimes you got to get in an Uber. It's so hot down there. So I had to do that twice this week. You know, I spend my own money on my trips to bring this crowd fucking entertainment. I'm like, I can't be doing that no more, son. They ain't nah. And I'm not partnering with Google anymore. So it's like, and a lot of people are getting demonetized from that shit. So you know what I'm saying? That's what it goes back to my fact that I was saying 9 months ago. I don't fuck with that Google AdSense shit because it took me one time to figure it out. I had the shit set up where I get super chats. One of my friends of mine, just to test it out, see if it would work. Annette, she ended up, what's her name, donating to it or whatever. Annette always look out. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Annette. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a call in a minute. I've been having to do other things. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, like I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Nigga out here taking penitentiary chances. You know what I'm saying? So when niggas say that together shit and all that shit, I mean that shit sound good symbolically and that shit sound good in the chat room. But I mean, are you really putting your work where your mouth is? And a lot of niggas don't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers just sit around and talk, or lead these symbolic sentences. I think I'm gonna do a whole podcast on that too. These symbolic sentences that motherfuckers be writing versus what they actually do be two totally different things. Like a nigga will be in your chat room, or they'll be here, they'll be there, and they'll write the symbolic shit. Only together can we take over. Only somebody. I'm like, okay, what you doing is a part of it. And it's just symbolic. Like a lot of niggas get in positions and get checks for saying symbolic shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, okay, when they fail at what they said symbolically, then you find out that was like the dude that was the preacher that was next to Trump. Trump believed in him because he said something symbolic that made sense. Then when you put him to the test, you notice that motherfucker fucked up not one time, not two times, but three times under Trump to the point where Trump had to get rid of him. So you know, that's just a behavior that is registered with, in my opinion, a lot of like people online that happen to be from the African American culture. They do more talking than actual action. And then the second thing they do, they only reward the foul and the filth. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what it is. It is hence goes back to the conversation with Charleston White. I don't absolutely, honestly, and truthfully, fully agree with what Charleston White said, but I will say this much. And if you haven't seen the video, just go to my community section, go check it out for yourself. I'll share it again. Or you can just go to my shorts, and it's my last video that I posted. And you make sure y'all hit that like button for me if you would. I think that's some weird shit too. That's why I said, like, I got people of color that come in here. They agree with a lot of things I say or whatever. One person coined this term, be in the bushes. Now everybody thinks they incognito or whatever. Very cowardly way to view somebody, if you ask me. Even people that talk about me, I usually don't go to their lives because I don't want to be tempted to say something to them. So I just watch this shit after the broadcast. Or if I do watch this shit while they're live or whatever, I'll watch it. But I don't go there with the intent of gathering information or whatever. Right now, I know, and I didn't block them on purpose, it's two coward ass bitches that follow me, especially one big lip bitch, big mouth bitch. They're gonna end up on the floor of somebody's morgue. She keep fucking around out here. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't saying for me, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I be hearing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You get that toe tag, baby. Was it worth them views and likes? You understand what I'm saying? Be careful, ho. Be careful. Don't be sorry. Be careful, ho. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I'm just going to let the good Lord handle it. That's how I am nowadays. Just let the good Lord handle it. Because, man, if you only knew. I got niggas ready, like, ready to go to war for me. Like, yo, niggas said, what? I said, yo, niggas said that, let me play shit. Word? Yo, man, y'all want to go out? Like, and the niggas, they, like, it's funny, the niggas that be talking shit and the bitches be talking shit, you would hear these motherfuckers, and you would think these people done been around me all my life. They know me. They done been with like, this is a specialty of niggas and hating ass bitches on here. The haters have linked. Y'all gotta realize this. And they hide under the guise of being victims. That's what they do. Pussy, coward ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I say off with all of them. You know what I mean? For real, personally. But you know, everybody's so soft nowadays. You know, it don't matter what I say. But anyway, anybody, back to the conversation. Because I just, it kills me when people start doing shit to antagonize people and they really don't know what they getting themselves into. You don't mistake about it, homeboy. You know this as well as I know. And a few, and the other one, and a 5, 6 other you bitches, this motherfucking vloggers know too. Make no mistake about it, nigga. This bad boy shit real. That's all I'm gonna say. You in a game and you don't know what the fuck you playing with. You trying to use the police and everybody else's leverage for you to protect you. I can't protect you. Now you figure the rest out. As far as Kamala Harris is concerned, I say like this. Kamala Harris, where the fuck have you been the whole presidency? We haven't seen this chick even. I think the last time I saw her when she was doing the Dougie or some shit like that, doing the Juneteenth celebration. Y'all see that clip where she was doing the Dougie and all that shit? I was like, where's this bitch been? Like, fuck it, you saw Trump's wife more than you saw this bitch. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, I'm just saying. Melania, I think that's what her name is. You saw Melania, and Melania can't even speak English. Really? We saw Melania more than we saw this bro. Where the fuck has Kamala Harris been at the whole 10 years president? Vice president, excuse me. Where has she been? And then motherfuckers are sitting out here, and this is what I mean by the symbolic shit. We never see her. Some people know nothing about politics. They're giving misinformation. I'm trying to tell you, she's not people's the most dumb crap. There are only two ways to think, left or right or whatever. Oh, yeah, all that shit. Donnie Trump or whatever. I hope you hit up the Cash App, man. Make sure y'all support the Cash App, man. I need to leave out of here by 4 if I'm going to make it to this event. I guarantee you, y'all love it. So, you know what I'm saying? It just takes 7 people donating $10 each. Why don't y'all do that? Y'all wouldn't donate it to a nigga that didn't even know that simple thing about politics last night. I'm like, this nigga taking up donations. I was like 20 minutes of it. I was like, oh, there you go. He started off the show. Make sure you hit the support feature. Support. And then the nigga give you the wrong information. The nigga said, yo, she's a new cat. She is not the new nominee. That's who he nominated. That's meaning who he endorsed. Did y'all also put in the mention this bitch was able to raise $50 million after they made that announcement? $50 million for a bitch we ain't never seen the whole time. We ain't never seen this bitch the whole time. Fat Boy Gamer said, that's why I keep my mouth shut about politics. Yeah, it's people that don't, if you don't know nothing about politics, don't get into it just because you see it trending or you see another nigga get views. Niggas pay attention to, I have a whole segment of subscribers that are subscribed to me just because I know what I'm talking about in politics. And people think because of your accent that differentiates your intelligence or whatever. But what I find more commonly seen is the motherfuckers that try to articulate themselves and speak so plainly and so pontificately and all that shit or whatever. They be the dumbest motherfuckers you talking to. They have no sense of reality. They think that the matrix in which they involve themselves in on these cell phones, these tablets, these computers, is actually the real world merged together. These niggas don't have no dissension between reality and fucking fake shit. So this is the way they carry themselves. They listen to me very carefully. Listen very carefully. Most of the people that you see as online personalities nowadays, they do not realize that something can fucking happen to them. This is why you see me go into the danger zones and talk the shit that I talk. Nigga, I was over in Queensbridge. What happened? Random stranger nigga walks up to me and it's on camera. Yo, you a real nigga for saying that shit. And the niggas is sitting there listening to me the whole time. You know why? Because I vibrate with them because it comes from a whole place. They know niggas seen those experiences. You understand what I'm saying? I'm on the block the other day. When was it? Tuesday? You know what I'm saying? I'm just at the subway. I was sitting there, I didn't even realize it after a minute. There was like 9 people sitting there listening to everything I was saying. They even saw the interaction that happened with old girl or whatever. And the one lady, I didn't hear until I was walking down the stairs. She said she should slap the shit out that bitch. That's what she said. This is an older black woman saying this to me. She said, you should slap the shit out this bitch. And if you go back and listen to the audio, you'll hear it. So I ain't got to make shit up. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you got to realize there's a lot of people online, they ain't living in reality. They living in their own bourgeois version of their ego, and it's exerted online. And for a lot of these niggas, they ain't gonna be able to keep up. Remember I told y'all about 5 months ago, I said this Jaguar shit, who remember when I said this? I said that Jaguar rice shit gonna be out the door. So if you don't get away from that Jaguar rice shit, what's gonna happen is your channel gonna collapse because the pure simple fact you ain't got nothing, you're not talented in talking about nothing else. That's all you can talk about. And her story, sorry to say, unless it's in a good light, it's not creating no motherfucking excitement. Lexi said, yes, thank you. It's not. And it's not because of Jaguar necessarily. It's because of all her naysayers that used to be, yo, she the truth sayer. So now they looking for a new truth sayer. You know what I'm saying? Listen, truth sayer falls too much in line with fortune teller and witchcraft and brujarias and brujas. You know what I'm saying? When I hear somebody say they a truth sayer, that was the previous word, or the archaic word at that point, for fucking sorcerers and shit like that. So that's what I get from a soothsayer or a truth sayer. Go look it up. Those are intelligent enough to understand what I'm talking about. You know, you don't have to go look it up. This is for the less intelligent to try to pretend like they're intelligent because they got Google online. You understand? But there's no difference between a truth sayer and a soothing sayer or a soothsayer. They're one and the same, basically. Most of them are, they basically bend areas of the story to make it fixate and particularly be paramount in building their own story built within their own personal egos. So like when they tell you these stories, or like they try to deliver you some political information or whatever, and it's false information or it's fucked up information or incorrect information, or you never heard this motherfucker talk about some shit like this before, please know they doing it for views. And most of the time, if you haven't done shit like this before, what happens is you ain't getting shit off of it. You ain't getting shit up off of it. You can't switch from talking about this bitch for 34 days and then turn around, and you included it in the title. Then turn around and be like, nah, I want to talk about this now because this trade don't work that way. Now you got to put in some actual work and work your ass up out that motherfucking algorithm. You better listen to me, boy. You better listen to me, boy. I'm seeing them numbers, boy. Wasn't look too good, boy. What you gonna do now, boy? See what I'm saying? I'm trying to help him. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to help him. You know what I'm saying? Told you, nigga, when you first met me, just think of me as big cousin. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is, nigga. You're welcome. You all right. You're welcome. And stop trying to force feed. And here's another one for you. I'll give you another one, all right? Listen, I'm going to help him out. See what I'm saying? I give gifts all the time. Stop trying to force feed that fucking audience. Force feed that fucking cash you got to your audience. It's the worst idea you could possibly do. All right? If they were already stars and you try to promote them, that will be different. These are not stars already. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to take a format of already established shit and trying to incorporate it into your shit, and they gonna work that way. I told you what the gateway was, boy. Stop introducing them niggas to people. Let them people make their own decisions based on whatever you edited up. What you do is you fall responsible for showing them motherfucker. I told you yesterday, I'm gonna tell you again one more time, boy. A 10 to 15 minute pilot of them in action. That's it. That's it. And let the people decide. Then you make the proper adjustments on what they do and don't like. But once you try to adjust them motherfuckers to this engaging in their personalities and hearing what they got to say, people don't want to hear that shit. Say that shit for the show. Don't nobody give a fuck about them people. No, we don't fucking know them. No offense to any of them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't do shit to me. But we don't fucking know y'all. And I don't want to fucking sit there and hear you one way and then turn around. I got to watch you on. Now I'm going to be distinctive on when you're acting or when you're real. I got too many different choices now. So if you want to do that show and you want to be fucking successful, do it the Revolt national media coverage way and fucking have a 10 to 15-second pilot. Drop that pilot. Don't do no announcements. Don't do no special lives. Just drop the shit. Niggas let them decide for themselves. That's the best way to do it. Word of mouth fucking marketing. Y'all niggas get too glitzy and want to be so shiny. You know, they used to call Puff same thing. In shiny suits. Now y'all want to be shiny suits. You talk about niggas in shiny suits, but you really want to be a nigga in shiny suit. You know what I'm saying? I heard niggas be like, yo, I'm just mad I didn't get invited to the Diddy party. That's why I got to talk about it on this podcast. I wanted to be there. I had an invite. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't make it that year. Right? We don't talk about that, do we? We don't talk about some of these niggas that is online talking about Puff right now. I'm going to talk about this the other day, too. There's a couple of niggas that's online right now talking about Puff. But what they really mad about is everybody get invited to the parties. Everybody get invited to the white party. Everybody get invited to Miami parties. Everybody get invited. And nigga, stop screaming Star Island, nigga. I was the first one to scream Star Island on the day that the motherfucking shit got rated. I'm going to share that later on for y'all. I said, I know what this is. This at the house on Star Island. Why? Because we been over there, nigga. That's why. The fuck? So anyway, listen, the goofy niggas ain't going to be able to keep up with me. But the real ones, y'all know the podcast I'm talking about. I don't say the nigga's name. Because the nigga think he's a superstar with 25,000 followers. This nigga think his channel's so much bigger than mine. And this nigga only got 8,000 followers. I don't even think it's 8,000 no more. It's slowing in on, because I'm at 0.5 of that 17. So I think it's slowing in on 18. I'm like, nigga, come on, son. Come on. You got to compete now. And listen, I want to say this clear. I'm beefing with the nigga. I don't need no fucking help. I appreciate some of y'all, some of the shit y'all say, but let me make this clear. Don't nobody go over there flagging that man page. That's sucker shit. We don't do that over here with Davin Lewis. Them niggas ain't want to do that shit, let them do it. But we don't do that sucker shit over here. So don't nobody go over there flag that man's page. Don't nobody get out here suggesting nobody donate to them or whatever. That's him and pork chops. That's their ways and means of doing things. So you let them sucker niggas do the sucker shit they doing. But that don't mean you got to do sucker shit back to them. So, don't flag that nigga's page. I don't need none of y'all to do that because somebody wrote that in the comments. So I'm just telling y'all openly and out. We don't do sucker shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. A nigga done did some, like, grimy shit with me all on behalf of a bald-headed bitch, which I think this bitch is his family or something like that. That's why he going out hard because I'm like, my nigga, ain't no way you going that hard. Because if it was me and I was beefing with him, and he was beefing with a bitch on my page, I just let the bitch go and be like, all right, cool, let's go. So it's something personal there. I think that bitch is auntie or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it don't fucking matter. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Don't go over there flagging that man's page, though. Don't go over there. Because I heard the nigga say something about somebody struck his channel. I was like, nah, don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to beat that nigga fair and square. You know what I'm saying? I want to beat that nigga fair and square. I don't want no fucking issues, no conversation. No, nigga, you got to beat fair and square. Whatever happened to him, if he win or lose in the end, if he win or lose in the end, was destined to happen for him. Okay, people? All right? So we don't do that sucker shit over here. I'm trying to get away from that sucker shit because people online, they be really trying to attack only their own. They don't even be trying to attack nobody else. Go over there and attack some of these far right wingers with them threats and them words and how you get a nigga, what street you on. Because I've been over there with them. You understand what I'm saying? People, I'm going to show y'all a video when it was election day. And I was up there January the 6th, the day that shit happened, at Trump Tower. And it was like 40 cops behind my back. Like literally, I'm screaming, I'm talking my shit. I didn't change my octave, I didn't change my conversation, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hate the mass reporting stuff too. That's why I sit there and I'm like, I understand exactly what she's saying too. It's like the people, like they get on one subject and they all talk about the same subject. And the reason they can't be unique about the subject because they're basically regurgitating the same fucking shit over and over and over and over again. There's no originality to it. There's no, like I just told you, a man was taking fucking cash out. Like, I'm not even gonna say his name, but I literally watched this nigga, and the first words he said out of his mouth before he even started his diatribe was, "Don't forget the support features." And if y'all know who I'm talking about, y'all know who I'm talking about. That nigga, Greedy Daniels. That nigga, listen, can't can't I will not accept, I will not listen to a motherfucker come from Pork Chop or King such and such page talking about somebody is begging when these niggas is the begging at it. And then the shit they beg with, this is what I'm talking about. Like the African American community, they fucked up. They know that this nigga got a gambling problem, right? This nigga's admitted he got a gambling problem, the nigga Pork Chop. And they still give him money. I looked at, I said, nigga, they want you to die. That's what that is. They want you to crash all the way the fuck out. They want you to die. Because if the nigga was a drug addict, he would have been out of here. Because the niggas would have helped him get out of here. See what I'm saying? If he would have been a drug addict, he would have been in trouble already. I'm like, these niggas know, there's more fucking podcasters and niggas know they get high. They still donate to them. There's podcasters, the people know they drunk, cold, stone drunks, and they'll still donate to them to motherfucking get them another bottle. But if you a motherfucker like me and I say, yo, I'm going to a major event today, and it's dependent on whether you motherfucking just donate $10 each out of all the thousands of views I get. Y'all see when my shit be in, I be having thousands of views, but the motherfucking cash apps ain't matching up. And then niggas will, like, to combat that, what they'll do is they'll sit around and try to talk shit about you. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy, yo. They got niggas that's literally alcoholics, and niggas is like, yeah, donate to them. And I don't know what the fuck it is. Like I give you an example, right? Hold on, I'm looking at my YouTube studio right now. I'm gonna tell you how many views I did in the past, what's the name? And y'all can just go look at the views of my other videos. In the past 24 hours, I have done 12,137 views. 12,137 views in the past 48 fucking hours. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? So, when I heard this shit today, where black women were talking about, oh, well, Charlston White, he's talking against the black women. They're all against us and da. If you think that, then stay the fuck away from us. Stop having us in your conversations. I consider myself a black man, even though I'm Cuban and black. I still consider myself a black man. Even though I speak Spanish, having my upbringing, I know it's Spanish, I still consider myself a black man. And so I say to you, if you feel that way, stay the fuck away from us. Stop having us in your I should not exist if you feel that way. And I say the same thing for the men. Men, if you don't like these chicks or you at the back, or you at the breadth of where I'm at, I just don't like a heavy partition of them, but I do not like them bitches, and I can smell them from a mile away, those types. The women and the ladies that articulate their arguments and shit like that, or you know what I'm saying? I done said this shit a million times, man. I don't have to do this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? At this point, if you want to listen to a sucker nigga tell you something other than what the fuck the nigga source is telling you, that's on you. You just a dummy or a bitch ass shit starting motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you what it is. If you a stand-up chick, you a stand-up chick. But if you a raspy, nasty, belligerent bitch, I'm gonna let you know. And I don't have no qualms about letting you know. And most of the motherfuckers I know, like if you was around us and you was getting rowdy or whatever, I can guarantee you out of 7 niggas I'm with, at least 4 of them gonna check you. Yo, bitch, you acting out of line. They gonna say it just like that. Yo, bitch, you acting out of line. You need an Uber or something? Like, what's up? What's really happening right now? Because you embarrassing us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll check you. So it's like, and we've done that. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. I've yoked bitches up physically and took them out the motherfucking bar. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Just because you don't got no control over it. And then the bitches will respect it. They'd be like, oh, I get it. I was fucked up last night, but I get it. King Rambo said facts. You ain't gonna be up under me embarrassing me, bitch. I'll tell a bitch real quick. Or the other thing I do is I'll leave a bitch. I'm the king of that shit. For real. I'll leave a bitch in a minute. Hold on one second, I'm plugging something up. Let me tell y'all something. If a bitch start, and I'm not talking about a woman, I'm talking about a bitch. If a bitch start embarrassing you out somewhere in public or whatever, whatever, and that ain't your wife, or even if it's your wife, leave that bitch. You want to get all her attention? Ask any woman in the chat room right now. That's the coldest shit you could do to a woman. Just walk off on that bitch. She will tell you, she will look at that shit in that moment and be like, this motherfucker don't care nothing about me. Or I can't bother him no more. Now, it might work against you too. You know what I'm saying? And she might start giving the vajay to everybody else. You know what I mean? So you got to be firm in your shit. Yeah, exactly. I disappeared too. I'm out. Like, I don't deal with that shit. Like, I don't know. Maybe my tolerance is different now, but I don't have a lot of tolerance for bullshit chicks. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you in my life, like this is why like I date chicks. So I gotta, you know how it is. You got broads you deal with and shit like that, but ain't none of these bitches gonna be my wife or nothing like that. I can tell it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I keep it real with them. If I fuck with another chick, I'm always strapped up. You know what I'm saying? I keep it real with them. You know what I'm saying? I even tell them, I'm be like, yo, listen. I told one girl, I ain't gonna lie to you. I told one girl this a minute ago. I said, listen, you could never like be my wife. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I said that to her, and that's not to be funny, the reason I said that to her was not because she wasn't pretty or she was, it was just the way she was moving. I was like, bitch, if you doing this shit right now, what the fuck you gonna be doing in 10 years to me? You see what I'm saying? So you gotta take that as reality or whatever it is and just stick with the notion. So with women like that being in the culture, and a lot of women out here day to day that have every kind of niche you can think of online, especially here on YouTube. There's one woman on here that solely has a page. This is how fucked up the culture is. There's a bitch on here that has, I'm gonna call her a bitch. She's not a lady, she's not a woman, she's not a black woman, this is a bitch. You know what I'm saying? A narcissistic, fucking ambitious fucking whore. This bitch has a page, and I don't know why YouTube allows this shit to exist, but this bitch solely has a page up promoting that you should date white men. And it's not just her. There's several others. I talk about this nigga Storm and Roll all the time. Fuck that nigga. You understand? And homie, you better get a bigger gun. You understand what I'm saying? You better get a bigger gun. You know what I mean? Anyway, this pussy ass nigga, he sat up there and he interviewed this bitch. What is that bitch's name? Cynthia G, who was put on by a black man, one Boyce Watkins, once upon a time. Boyce Watkins allowed this bitch to use his space. Another time he got fucked over by the same bitches he was advocating for. You understand what I'm saying? And this bitch set up, thank you, Lexi, and this bitch sat up there and talked about how you should personally abort men of color and only men of color specifically. I'm gonna post up another post in a minute by this motherfucker, what's his name, Funky Deneva, and I'm gonna prove my point of what I was talking about Pork Chop and a nigga with the crown on his head and their initiative. Cause this motherfucker, this nigga named Funky Deneva, oh nigga, you said you basically put in the words what I had been saying. You understand what I'm saying? So let's give a shout out to this nigga Funky Deneva that y'all niggas was talking about so much. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you just put in quotation what I had been saying. Don't speak for yourself when you make that quote. Don't speak for that whole community over there. Speak for yourself when you made that quote. And y'all gonna find out the quote after I finish and upload this or whatever. Yeah, Pork Chop, man. Fuck Pork Chop. You know what I'm saying? He's another sucker ass nigga too. Like Pork Chop and a nigga with the crown on his head. Two sucker bitch ass niggas. But we gonna link though, boy. Believe that. Yeah, I don't like no nigga that challenge me, bro. Don't challenge me. We gonna link, and you better be ready. You understand what I'm saying? Pussy. Anyway, yeah, because I'm gonna keep going at them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because them niggas do some real dirty, low down shit. You know what I mean? Just like it's not even. I can't even respect you as a man no more. You know what I'm saying? Before I had respect for you as a man, but men know how to deal with things. You handle things like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? The way you did your shit was like a bitch. So don't come out your mouth having discussions about what men are when you ain't a man. You understand what I'm saying? Makes sense? Because a man would have been like, all right, G, I see what you saying. I don't know a nigga that wouldn't have done that. I don't know no nigga that would have capped for a fat bitch that's bald-headed unless that was your auntie or something. So I think this bitch is his family. You know what I'm saying? It's all right, B. It's all right. I get it now. That's your auntie. You understand what I'm saying? I got you. You know what I'm saying? You got an elderly crowd, so you got to understand. Them elderly bitches love them. I don't mind older women. I think some older women are beautiful, but I'm talking about the ugly older women. Them bitches is a whole category in themselves. What I'm saying is, it's one thing to be a woman to say it's over 54, 55, 60, 65 even. Jesus Christ, look at fucking Angela Bassett. I tear Angela Bassett's ass up. You understand what I'm saying? Halle Berry can still get it. There's a whole bunch of older women I be seeing, but I don't know, like something about older women. I think like they don't like. Don't take this the wrong way. Do older women stop liking dick at like 50 something? It's like it's like their whole sexual shit just cut off. Like I just noticed that. Like older women, they never really like appear to be sexy. They try to be more conservative, if anything, or whatever. And then they try to be sexy within the conservative. And for some of them, it work. But I mean, let's keep it real. You've been out here shaking ass in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, and now you want to throw on a business suit when you in your 50s. You know what I'm saying? When your ass been bigger than it ever been. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm trying to tell you, some older women, boy. Oh my God, let me tell you. Listen, I live in the New York City tri-state. I ain't even gonna hold you. The older, the older Latino women get, the better looking they get a lot of times, if not most times. I ain't trying to be funny. It ain't always, and it's some, and trust me, it's some Fiona Big Back Boulevard bitches in Latina. So let me not leave that out. There's some Big Back Boulevard bitches. You meet her, she look like fucking, I don't know, she look like J-Lo. You had that first baby, that bitch turned around, started looking like SpongeBob. Trust me, I know. I got some homies like that. I'm like, where you get this square bottom, square pants built bitch? Esta mi esposa. Fuck out of here, nigga. Oh, shit, this bitch ain't even built to be a teacher. But anyway, listen. Long story short, Deborah, you said something I can't repeat, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Deborah, you better not be from Big Back Boulevard. You're starting trouble. I have a lot of the denizens and citizens of Big Back Boulevard on this motherfucker. They be coming over here. I dare you talk about sandwiches like that. They be breathing all hard shit. Hey, you'll put the pastrami on first. Big Back Boulevard. If you ain't familiar with Big Back Boulevard, many of y'all know it from areas in Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. You know that's a street corner within a 30-second radius. You got Dunkin' Donuts. You got fucking pizza. You got Burger King across the street. There's a Gucci Frito right here. The Bodega right here. Big Back Boulevard. They got Carvel right here. And there's broads that live in this neighborhood. They walk past all these motherfuckers, and on a 7-day week, these motherfuckers rotate between them restaurants eating. Hence, Big Back Boulevard. So a lot of chicks be on Big Back Boulevard terms, you know what I'm saying? But one thing I will say, and I hate to say it this way, I probably have seen better looking older. I don't know. It's something about black women. Some of them, they just like let themselves go, and I think that's why I brought up the point of when I seen a lot of chicks coming out of the gym lately. You know what I'm saying? And I respect those girls that are doing that, because really that's all it boiled down to. And I can say this: Latinos are quicker to go to the gym than black women are, black American women are. I even say foreign black women too, because I've dealt with British black women, French black women. I even say that too. They more inclined to go to the gym. But for me, because I speak Spanish, I don't know, man. I'm just like, and this is why I asked the question: do women over 55, do they stop liking dick or something? Them bitches be like, they just close up shop and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just wondering, because I think I'm gonna be always a guy like chicks I fuck with be in the age range of like 27, longest I go is like 26. But they be in like the age range of like 27 upwards to 36. Because I ain't got no kids, so I need a chick with a womb working. You understand what I'm saying? Now, for me as a guy, that don't look crazy. I'm only in my 40s, so it don't look crazy. But you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the 55 plus year old guy. I mean, I could. You know what I'm saying? You still out here hitting 25-year-olds, 30 years old. I mean, I think that's kind of regular. All right, so I want to be the 65 plus year old guy still out here at the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be that guy. So I'm trying to figure out, should I get the younger girl now and lock it down, or should I wait a little bit more, play the field a little bit more? What should I do? You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm still slinging D in the town of Pounding Raj in Germany, if you get what I'm saying. Still slinging D in the town of Pounding Raj in Germany. So you know what I'm saying? One thing I will say is, older Latino women, I can definitely say this, and I'm not showing any favoritism. This shape wise, I like I done see more preferable representation of that. Not saying that they ain't got their bitches from Big Back Boulevard, like black chicks got their chicks from Big Back Boulevard, and some white chicks got some chicks from Big Back Boulevard. We won't leave them out either. You understand what I'm saying? Big Back Boulevard. Some of y'all chicks in this channel right now over here just because I was talking about Big Back Boulevard. You said snacks. Who got snacks? Now, we ain't joking on the big chicks, man, but the big chicks be joking on everybody else. Ain't that funny? Figure that out. Anyway, back to the story. Charleston White said some things that a lot of African-American women got upset about, or whatever the case may be today. And you know what? If you haven't seen the video, just go to my shorts. You'll see it right there. A couple other people have talked about it on their podcast and stuff like that. So I just want to let me chime in a little bit, see what we talk about, whatever. And a lot of people act like they're so upset with what Charleston White had to say. But you bitches ain't shown no loyalty to nobody in the past 6 years. What the fuck you think it was going to be? And now you trying to promote a bitch in the form of democracy. Like Lyndon B. Johnson said, I'm going to keep you niggas voting Democrat for the next 40 fucking years. Well, with the help and behest of black American women. Do you bitches realize y'all motherfucking sat there and fucking pushed for us to vote for a motherfucker that used to be an ex-Dixiecrat? A segregationist. This is the motherfucker that y'all were endorsing. This is the motherfucker Van Jones is on there crying about. A nigga that used to stand with motherfuckers that was holding the Confederate flag, you dumb motherfucker. And you willing to like admit that. You understand what I'm saying? And most motherfuckers, this is a funny thing. This is what I tell you about African Americans and who they elect to speak for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a funny thing. They'll clap for that motherfucker. They'll clap for that motherfucker. They'll stand up. He said, this is a terrible day. It's like I'm losing my uncle, who your uncle that used to be in the Klan. Your uncle that used to say, that made the statement, if my kids went to school with black kids, it would become a racial zoo. Well, it looked like your kids should have went to school with some black kids, because I don't hear any of them being called up and motherfucking held on charges about lying about a gun, being caught in pictures like your son did, Hunter, motherfucking with 13 and 12-year-old girls in uncompromising positions. The pictures are out there. I didn't see I ain't seen none of them black kids he would have went to school with, motherfucker hooked on a $3,000 a day coke habit, huh, Joe? All kinds of shit came out when they were down there in Delaware down there, don't you know? And they had to do that fucking deposition, that little mini-ass fucking trial. And Joe Biden sitting in there. Not my son, yes, bitch, your son. This motherfucker's a stone cold fucking addict. $3,000 a day fucking. Hey, this motherfucker was spending $3,000 a day. And he was spending it out of fucking money that was meant for other expenditures. Did I let that be known? That was daddy's money that he's supposed to use for purposes and such and such and such. But you know, they write it off as surplus. Oh, it was only about $25,000. Just write it off as surplus. For those in the know that know what I'm talking about, you know. For those that don't know, you don't know. Know what I'm saying? But any fucking way. So I said, don't talk about this game if you don't know nothing about it. I talk about it lightly so even a common man can understand it. Kamala Harris is not the nominee. Joe Biden gave his a nomination towards her. You understand what I'm saying? As far as I know, Joe Biden wasn't picked as the national candidate for the Democratic National Party. So therefore, she is just a choice among other choices until senators group together, congressmen group together, the Democratic National Committee groups together, and they say this is the person that we're pushing for president. So please stop the fucking bullshit. Y'all thinking this bitch is on full board. We ain't seen this bitch a whole fucking time of her constituency. Not one time. I ain't seen Kamala pick a motherfucking fruit. I ain't seen Kamala jump rope with any little black girls in South side of Chicago or fucking LA or New York City. I ain't seen Kamala Harris at a motherfucking bar mitzvah for the most part. She showed up at Juneteenth. Even then, we was like, where the fuck this bitch been at? That was just what, fucking February, January, some shit like that, whatever the fuck it was. She showed up at Juneteenth, was the bitches out there doing the Dougie. They caught her on video, don't you know? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Make sure y'all hit that cash app. We're looking for 7 people just to donate $10 so we can go on to our little function today. And I'll be back on camera. Y'all get to see some real dope shit. I guarantee you will enjoy it. You just got to take my word for it. And every time I tell somebody we're going on a trip, we're going on an excursion, if Lexi is in here, she can validate that for you. We do it. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't bullshit you. I'll give you an example. I told motherfuckers, I said I got an event to go to tonight. They ponied up, gave the money. They had to leave Kweli on camera. You understand what I'm saying? I told motherfuckers I had somewhere to go. They ponied up. I took them over there for fucking Nas. I always do this. I told people to pony up, and for a second they were doing it. I took them to see Jonathan Majors. So we do real things on this channel. And today we just asked for 7 people just to cover expenses, train. I live outside of New York, so it's cover train, things like that. So if you guys will, make sure y'all hit up that Cash App for the 7 people that just jumped off because I said something about a Cash App. I will find out who you are and block you. Many of the denial of Cash Apps comes from me from whether gender or race. So I have to accept that. So in other words, they won't donate to you because you're a man, and then 2, they won't donate to you, especially if you're a man of color. That's all the racism from 2 tips. That's from white men, especially racist white men and racist black women, believe it or not. There's a lot of black women that are racist as fuck, trust me when I tell you this, against white women and black men, believe it or not. Extremely racist, which I'm going to get into that conversation right here. And if it's a black American woman, you're offended by what I said, or you say you don't want you just contribute to the poverty in this country. And I want white people to start bringing that up. Start questioning black American women that run around and they all braggadocious and they talk about, oh, I got this, I got that, I got this business, I got that business. White America, start questioning them. Well, how come you're not hiring your own? How come you're just hiring other women? Because these women are screaming they're entrepreneurs or whatever, but bullshit businesses have been lasting maybe a year and a half. You'll notice one thing fundamentally, they don't hire men. Who they hire is other women of color, and they try to get other women of color employed in their positions so they can basically oppress you 5 to 10 years from now. That's the plan. These bitches want to put you in a position as men, and it's sad to say, but the men, they're going to be subservient anyway because most of them was raised by single mothers, so they don't know anything about adoration towards other men. You know what I'm saying? The unity with other men like other cultures do. So that's one of the fallbacks that black American men have. They have their highest adoration towards women, and they always do. This is why I said before, you can't really even trust them as friends, the guys. You know what I'm saying? I trust the women friends before I trust the guys. The guys, they'll fall under for the first piece of pussy to fall up in front of them. You understand what I'm saying? They'll side with a bitch and don't even know the whole fucking story and not even try to develop any rationality to figure out the story. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't put too much faith in the guys. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I think I've had 2 gentlemen here in totality that have actually like supporting me, and one other guy, but he wasn't even fucking, what's his name? He was the guy that gave $60, I think it was, one day, and he was like, yo, this is what you said, thing about Italian or whatever. Then he wrote me a comment, and for some reason they retracted it, but I was able to look at a YouTube studio. He was like, yo, you were dead right about what you said about Italians. I could tell you've been around Italians or something like that, he said. And he was like, here's $60, man, for the trip or whatever. So it was this one Italian guy that actually covered the whole trip. You know what I'm saying? He asked me not to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I said, all right, cool. A lot of people, they donate to me, they'll ask me, don't say my name or don't mention that I donated to you. Or the other one, they'll be like, don't mention how much. But I can tell you how much without saying their names. I've had people donate $500, $1,000 to me. I've had people donate $50 to me. I've had people donate $200. I've had people donate significant amounts. So when I'm getting up here and I'm saying, Okay, I need 7 people to donate $10 so we can go on a trip so I can film for y'all. And it's one of the dopest events going on. And y'all like, I don't know about that. I don't want to see you win. I just want women to win. You gotta think about that or whatever. So the reason you get people like Charlston White, you won't get no support from most of the men of color on this roll around as far as like pushing for Kamala Harris is one. We ain't seen her nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? We don't even know what her stances are. From the last time I checked with Kamala Harris, she had black women out there fighting forest fires out there in California when she stood as a delegate. Is that correct? Because I remember doing a story about that. So there's a whole bunch of, it was even a lot of y'all don't even know this, but at one time they were calling Kamala Harris a call girl. I didn't expect to find that shit. I remember that shit. They was calling that bitch a call girl because she was dating Montel. What was that man's name? Montel Williams. I don't know if Montel Williams still around or not, but he used to be a talk show host. And I remember one year he took her somewhere. Kamala Harris. I'm talking about Kamala Harris. This is a black man. You know what I'm saying? Montel. Yeah, is it Montel Williams? Yeah, it's Montel Williams show. I don't know if I'm going to say Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. Y'all remember that crap ass song? I can't stand that song. This is how we do it. Something for the homies. Know that crap ass song? I couldn't stand that motherfucker. I'm sorry. Went better pass by. You ever listen to some of these songs we grew up on and then go back and listen to them? Some of them sound fucking terrible. Like, seriously, it's like, we used to listen to this shit. Oh my God. Step in the club. I'm ready to get your groove on. It was a horrible song. Y'all remember that song? And the party don't say, I'm party burn, it's wonderful. This is how we do it. It almost sounded like a retarded. How we do it. Oh shit, bitch, did you just write your motherfucking cash app here? I want y'all to see this bitch right here, King Scorpio, Queen Kim Scorpio. This bitch talking about help your children. Bitch, fuck you. That's the kind of disrespectful motherfuckers I don't like. You understand what I'm saying? Bitch, don't you ever write your motherfucking cash app in here, you bum bitch. And I'm gonna report that bitch for just doing that, so trying to pull it. You don't come up in here with that shit. I don't know where the fuck y'all get that. Trend of Liberty. Some of the lyrics too, that's a fact. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, y'all, make sure, you see what I mean? Like, these niggas be crazy. That bitch just heard me up here talking about my cash app, so she gonna write her cash app and think I wasn't paying attention to the chat room. That shit bitch wrote her cash app in my chat room. But talk about, how come y'all don't support, because you bitch, some of you bitches is horrible. What kind of bitch does that? Like, you listen, you hit another level of being a bum bitch if you come in on somebody else's podcast and write your cash app telling niggas donate to me instead of the nigga that's actually doing the podcast. That's an extra form of bum bitch. And a lot of these bitches is bums, and they be pretending like they got more going on than they actually got going on. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, though. It don't matter. I have more events to go to or whatever. I ain't gonna sit up here and ask niggas to help out over and over and over. It's obviously they don't want to because they don't want to see you win. And that's a commonality or whatever. And that's why I said, that's why men like Charleston White or whatever, like, you find it funny, but I see the bigger picture in it. Like, you can key, ha, he. But each time you throw a jab at somebody over and over and over and over, and they saying, okay, this is what it is, don't call me for help when you need it. You see what I'm saying? That's how that works right there. So, like, if you a black American woman, you sitting up here telling me, oh, nobody will support, no, oh, excuse me, nobody will protect us and blah, 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 blah. Okay, don't expect me to protect you because you ain't even supporting me. You out here, matter of fact, you out here telling people don't support me. So why would I support somebody that's constantly sitting up there, they chastising me, they talking about me? I asked them to do the simplest things. It had not been for Lexi, my cash app wouldn't even be up on the screen right now. That's how much hate these bitches have, and they carry with them. So, and I'm not talking about all of them, just a high potency of them do. They all act and behave and move in kind of like the same way. So when I come up on here, like when I came up here today to do this live, I didn't expect these niggas to motherfucking support this channel. They not. They gonna go support a nigga. They went to support, gave their money to a nigga that didn't even know the difference between the fucking Senate having to appoint somebody as president, and they was giving them money. I'm like, yo, boy, listen, you know, whoo, boy, oh boy. And then a couple people they get mad about what I say, but how you gonna get mad about what I say if what I'm saying is the truth? By the time this video is done, there will be over at least 3,000 to 4,000 motherfuckers in here. And I'm asking 7 motherfuckers to donate $10 so we can go on the trip so y'all can get some dope footage of one of the events. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that, man. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't beg the black community for nothing no more. I just look at it and I take it as a lesson. And I thank you for saying those kind words, but I take it as a lesson. And I say, and I'll stand on that. If you just pay attention to the lack of support, like it comes from 3 different places. It comes one from, and I think the last place it comes from, I start with the last place it comes from. The last place it comes from, believe it or not, are racist white men. You understand what I'm saying? Even some racist white men, they'll still sit back and they'll understand. I'm not talking about white men. I'm talking about racist white men. It's a very big difference. I got a whole bunch of white friends. That's what one of my statements is. It always is. I know white dudes bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that shit with all my heart. I know white men is richer than you. Why are you talking to me? You some trash. You know what I'm saying? I had an incident with that in the grocery store yesterday. I decided to go in the grocery store and grab me some snacks. I grabbed my food. I said, let me grab me some snacks real quick. I went and grabbed me some snacks. I should have never did that. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you about that story in a minute. But it's the second tier is, believe it or not, after that is everybody else that a partition. And I want to underline a partition of racist and bigoted and self-hating and misandrous and feminist, toxic feminist black women. There's elk of them that have convinced the second group that all the men are the same. Like they got motherfuckers out here actually believing that these bitches, like bitch, you can't have an argument talking about you underpaid and at the same time you make more money than everybody else. That shit don't even make sense. You can't have a complaint that you out here, you so fucking oppressed or whatever, and then day after day after day, you online oppressing the same men that you got to stare at, including your sons in some cases. That's why I turned the camera the other day when I was in there in the what's the name or whatever, and I was talking online, and I turned the camera on that woman because when I walked past her the first time, like this is new shit these bitches be doing too. This is why I don't like. This is how that little boy that she had with her, he gonna be the most timid, sucker-ass little motherfucking boy you ever meet in your life. You see how she was clutching him and holding him? I ain't gonna clip it. I might fan his face out of it or something. But the reason I turned the camera on, and this was the video I did this the other day, and the reason I turned the video on, I was like, I was just talking about this shit. And you see how she was coddling the little boy? And if y'all saw the video, y'all know what I'm talking about. But the funny thing was, she was trying to put herself, because the little boy was ugly. I ain't even gonna hold you. That was an ugly little boy. You understand what I'm saying? She was trying to hold herself in position like her son was a good-looking kid. And she was trying to make it look like I was the one that her son needed to watch for. And like she was really impending some shit in his head. And she was pretending like I was saying all these horrible things because I was saying some shit about black women. And she got mad. She said, let me come in my son's ears because I got to make sure he's poisoned. No, little boy, you better listen to me. These bitches will kill your ass, nigga. You know where the fuck you at? These bitches will kill you. I got 2, 3 niggas in the ground right now because of bitches. I've talked about this before. I told the whole stories before or whatever because somebody... They didn't realize that somebody came in here. They had to come in here in my chat room that knew me in real life. They said, yes, he did. Now, you got to go that far that you got to have your real people come in. He said, yes, he did. If y'all here for that show, y'all remember what I'm talking about. Yeah, he said, it sounds like the family is missing the man of the house. No, they missing the real woman in the house. Let's talk about that. If you're gonna be because a lot of these bitches, they elect to have children on their own. Let's stop this pretending shit. Let's stop pretending that The majority of black American women and Latin American women set out and get pregnant talking about, oh, I want to have a family. No, these bitches want to be single mothers. There's a lot of benefits with being single mothers. You can live in the projects for free if you're a single mother. You can get up to $3,000, $4,000 a month and all kinds of benefits if you're a single mother. You can get motherfucking priority in society if you're a single mother. You can get people to listen to you a little bit clearer if you're a single mother. You can get assistance with almost anything if you're a fucking single mother. So there's really no option, motherfucking, for a reason for you to keep a father, which has been the same thing since 1968 with the Great Society programs that Lyndon B. Johnson and Martin Luther King, who in my opinion was, and his tenets and everything he believed in happened to do with communism. The man since 1968 has got kicked out of the situation because there was more. Listen, I've heard white people say this. Listen, if you need something to watch, let me give you something to go watch. It's called what was the name of that shit? It was a report that was written by upstate New York or New York City, and I can't think of what the fucking report was called. It'll come to my mind in a minute, but it was a report based off what would be the end game of everything that was happening from the Great Society programs. And I just can't think of the name of it right now, but it was a report done by this man. This man's from New York that did the report. And he was talking about how the family's going to be all fucked up because of these programs and all this shit or whatever. And nobody listened to him. They laughed at him at the time. And here we are, you go this 10 years later, and everything that he said in his report came true. You know, these women are really contingent of women that were like that are at fault in the greater end because you kept the man away in the first place. We never go back to that. When they have the conversations about the man, you're talking about the past 10, some 20 years that whatever that bitch is dealing with. We don't talk about these bitches that were 13 years old and they were fucking in the bathroom. We don't talk about these girls that were 13 years old and they was around fucking in the neighborhood all since when? I got two sisters. My mom just tell my sisters stay away from these little bitches. She knows what the women know what other little girls gonna do because they've been little girls before. Same way men know what little boys gonna do because they motherfucking been little boys before. Understand the picture? So women know your daughter at a certain age is gonna be out here trying to start, you know, slinging pussy or something like that. Or how they say it? Oh, you know, you your little fast ass. Yeah, I don't know what that means, man. You have to clarify that a little bit for me. I don't know what that means. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? Make it clear for me, man. You know what I mean? Because I have a lot of people that come in here too, and they'll be acting like they with the conversation, then they'll turn around and do some neurotic shit and be like, but you know what? I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of mental illness over there in the African American community too. They display it here on the line all the time. Bitches be out here making shit up. Y'all don't even ask these bitches, like, at least ask the subscribers to be talking to y'all and shit like that. Ask the bitches, are you currently on any type of behavioral altering medications? Ask these bitches and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Do you know how much? Listen, let me give you an example. Do you know how many women in society right now currently under some type of sedative, some type of behavioral alterating drug or some shit like that? Do you know this? Go look at the numbers right now and go see how many women, this in general, women, under some type of behavioral altering medication or something like that. Some of these bitches are crazy on here, and they'll write shit in the chat room or whatever the case may be, or whatever, and they act like they cool with you at first, and then they'll turn around and say some shit. I'll be like, what the fuck did you say that for? You know what I'm saying? Like, they get a kick out of it. Another example, why the fuck is it wrong what Charlston White said about Kamala Harris when you bitches haven't given us the best examples? You only support, listen, I'm going to keep it a buck. You only support LGBTQ men. I found out today by finding this shit about this guy. Now, I told you I've been doing my research on this shit. This guy named Funky Deneva. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all heard of him? This nigga had some real interesting shit to say. I said, oh, you don't say it. That's the shit I've been saying. So thanks for clarifying what the fuck I was saying. You want Valium? Okay, cool. No problem, man. Peace. That nigga was in here the whole time talking about he on Valium. Like, get the fuck out of here, nigga. I ain't fucking with you. See what I mean? He was sitting here the whole time just so he could say that little bit. And then when I blocked his ass, now he want a motherfucker write something else. Nah, you wasn't writing nothing else. Go find somebody else's chat room to write in. These niggas like to write in people's chat rooms to be seen and shit like that. If you can't donate $10 for our $70 goal, don't write nothing in my chat room. I think that's insulting that somebody will sit there and keep on writing and keep on writing and keep on interacting with you, and then by the time you're getting ready to leave or whatever, you done talked about your goal and everything else, and these niggas is like, all right, bye, we'll see you next time. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that 8 people just dropped out talking about y'all. Talking about y'all. And the other motherfucker I don't like, I was gonna do, you wanna go donate shit, bitch. Shut up. Keep that shit. I had a motherfucker come in the other night. I donated $10. $10? Nigga, I live in the New York City tri-state. Are you serious? I can't even catch a train 2 places for $10. Like, these motherfuckers be living in these cheap areas and shit and be thinking, I'm gonna pay for everything to go film this shit. Nah, I cut that shit out. If you can't chip in at least partially for the trip, then fuck it. I got a grade A. I fuck with major media, like real media. Like I'm talking about ABC, Fox, all these fucking people, they know me. I have cards of these people, everything else. I mean, people are seeing it for real here on this channel. And so, like, I find it insulting when a motherfucker can't sit there and be like, oh, okay, you know what? Here's, and I have to show example after example. I think, I knew what the last thing was now. I asked niggas to donate. I said, yo, listen, I'm going to go to the spot and talk about this Trump assassination attempt. Thank God for the few people in there that knew that I was telling them the truth when I say I'm going to do something or whatever, but there's this Constitution that's up there. Because, see, a lot of these people were prejudiced. You got to understand that. I'm talking about specifically the black women. They're very sexist. They're very obnoxious. Here's a little secret for you. A lot of black women don't like white women. They despise them. And the ilk of women that they hate Latinas heavily. And they'll say shit and be nasty or whatever, but as soon as they be in front of you bitches' faces, they be smiling and acting all fake and acting like they can talk so correctly, and they grew up in a great neighborhood and they didn't. They grew up with a free lunch ticket, you know what I mean? Them type of bitches. I can't stand a motherfucker like that, try to turn up, change the octave and shit. I don't like motherfuckers like that. Like, we gotta acquiesce a little bit. Like, I'm not gonna talk like, you know what I mean, too loose in front of the police or something like that, but at the same time, I'm not gonna change my whole demeanor up to make you feel comfortable. That's some pussy shit. So, any fucking way, these bitches will change and go into full acting mode, and it's like, nah, I can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? I can't trust you. You know what I mean? So, you know, you don't fuck with me, it's all right. We just gonna keep on getting these numbers. There's gonna be people in here that see through the bullshit, and they will support. So that's another event. Y'all lost out on the event yesterday. Y'all lost out on the event Friday. Y'all lose out on the event over $70. But y'all going over there, papering up the nigga that's giving you the wrong information. Oh, fuck. Politics. Oh, boy, that culture in trouble. Oh, boy, y'all in trouble. I'm trying to tell you, African American, y'all in trouble. Y'all just like, even with the Kamala Harris thing, anything that's negative, that's what y'all gravitate to. Anything that's late to sensationalism, anything, you basically are becoming slowly but surely, and you don't even realize it, living, walking demons.